going inside. The running jump shot. He's up. Shot on goal. A game winner for the Cavs.
A walk-off 3-run shot from David Adams.
Feeds right on the touchback door. Up to the first layup.
A shot. Billing away to score.
Cavaliers start the offense behind the cage. Up the left by Rubio. Spins and scores.
Rosted is free. She scores. 10-5 on his feet. Touchdown.
Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery. The Virginia Lottery, helping Virginia's public schools. And brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly, presented by the Virginia Lottery.
He's the prototypical scholar athlete.
Athletes here really do add to our academic community.
Welcome to Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Lyndra Littles, number 1 on the women's basketball team. We've got a lot of highlights on today's show, but first, let's start with our Play of the Week.
The Play of the Week is brought to you by SunTrust Mortgage. We make the American dream come true every day.
Virginia down 5. They get it to right for 3 from 30 feet. Left side missed it. Rebound Mohammed. Lays it in with the right hand. A. Davis Kane. Fadeaway jumper from the ACC level. Missed it wildly. Rebound Mohammed. Her 16th rebound.
My focus today was just for the rebound. So I came out there and I do my walk as in get a rebound.
She just played like a woman in there tonight. She was a woman possessed tonight.
Unbelievable. I mean, 21 rebounds. I mean, that definitely was the key to the game tonight.
Stay tuned. Virginia game highlights are coming up next.
Got by Thorns, just blew by him, got knocked to the floor. They'll follow inside.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. Our men's basketball team had 3 big ACC games this week against Georgia Tech, Maryland, and Virginia Tech. Let's check out the game stories.
The Cavalier game highlights are presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Singletary in traffic, shows the ball right, goes up on her inside, can't get it to go. Tap by Scott, no good. Scott to put back 2-0. He stayed with it.
Everyone was playing confidently. We felt good. When you feel good, shots fall. And that first half we was playing real good.
Deani at the wing left, crossover going baseline. Deani takes the 18-footer, good, left side.
Keep up the intensity defensively, because I knew they weren't going anywhere, and do something better offensively, because we were scoring, but we weren't. We were 9 for 18 in the first half from behind the arc that we were going to maybe buy ourselves some trouble.
Over the ball, the steal. Baker took it away. Calvin Baker to the other end, layup.
They just challenged us more, and they got out in passing lanes more than they did in the first half, and we didn't counter that. We didn't start. There's a number of things that we could have done offensively to get the ball, 18 feet and down that we work on and do every day that we didn't do. We allowed them to get in passing lanes, and as opposed to mentally continue to attack, we just kind of backed up.
In the lane, up and under, ball rejected, knocked down, no call.
Sean is not Sean. I thought Sean played a lot of minutes, a lot of pressure on him to do a lot of things for us, and the times that he may have took a deep breath were the times that caused he made him pay for it.
Baker looking to get it. Baker with 8, with 7 on the shot clock, looking for Sean. Ball got loose, stolen by Georgia Tech at the other end, and they will go with a jam.
The games have always, for whatever reason, have been played like that, and teams that end up at the end of the year being good manage themselves through the end of the game, where you continue to play defense without fouling, and then you and mentally as much as physically can execute and get shots that you want.
Outside Causey got a good look at a 3. Good.
We're not going to panic. Every game in the ACC is winnable, as you see. A lot of teams beating each other up. And that's the makeup of the league, so we just got to keep plugging at it. You can't panic. Can't give up. Definitely not. Don't want to give up. Just got to keep going back at it.
The Maryland Terrapins, the white uniforms trimmed in red. The Cavaliers are in orange tonight. Hayes at the wing and going to the baseline. Guess they kick it back out. Three-man game. Hayes for the three left wing. Got to look good. Hayes, his 32nd three of the year. Good luck with a three-man game. Inside, outside. Vasquez at the wing. Looking to go Osby. He was bottled. Back to Vasquez for the three. Why not? Good. Vasquez, deep right corner. It's just fish in a barrel for Maryland.
I thought the first 35 minutes of the game, we played back on our heels with some errors that we made from a preparation standpoint that really cost us and gave them confidence. And when you give a team, especially at home, confidence, it's a very difficult situation to get yourself out of.
Spots Vasquez in the corner. Milborn for the three. Got to look. Rebound. Hayes. Nobody touched him. Layup good. Baker dribbles top. Outside Sean. Cavs with Baker. Looks at a triple. Jumper. Good from Calvin Baker. Three left wing.
We didn't come out with intensity. And you got to pay for it. On the road in the ACC, you're going to struggle when you don't come out with intensity. Well, we tried, down the stretch and put up a valiant effort, but you're not good enough. Moral victories don't count, and we're not for that. But the good thing is we got a long way to go. So we still got hope. The season's not over. We can still definitely make the tournament, but we just got to put something together fast, and we just go back to the drawing board. Like I said, the season's not over, so we're not in the best shape in the world, but it's not over for us.
The fake and the layup, good by Sean.
Too little, too late. We started playing with intensity late in the game, but unfortunately we didn't come out with it earlier. I grew up right around the corner from there, and this is a team that I grew up watching in the ACC, so it's always good to come and play here, but of course the result didn't make it a happy trip.
At the baseline is Sean for the three, in and out, no good, and the rebound, Maryland. Feeds Deron Washington on the post. Good matchup there. Singletary just stripped the ball away, and it'll be Singletary going inside. Singletary against Vasallo. Layup good. Boy, Sean just took it away from Deron. And inside to go to Thompson. Bad pass. Stolen by Virginia. Karen right back to Singletary. Singletary gives it up. Joseph rotates over for the three. Book it.
Nice job by Sean.
Rebound. Singletary in a crowd. Singletary wants to push. Got by Thorns. Just blew by him. Got knocked to the floor. The follow inside.
We were up 23-11. We missed a three. And then Calvin traveled with, two makeable plays. It was pretty much 28-11. And then from that point, we must have turned it over, a gazillion times.
Tucker to the block. Tucker single coverage. Try to get free. Drop step. Tucker scores on a drop step inside. Good move by Jamil. Joseph trying to work and unable to get free. Now Singletary. He wants the three right side. Good! He delivers. Right wing. Baker up top. Baker off the bounce. Baker inside. Kicks to the corner. Jumper. Three. Good. Left side. Singletary off the bounce. Screen set by Tucker. They pick and pop Tucker for the three. Boom! Tucker knocks down another triple. Washington going low against Tucker. Blocked by Momedy. Right into the hands of Jamil. Terrific play by Deani at the baseline. Cavs come right back in Baker. Baker across the timeline. Sideline left. Joseph wants the three. Good.
There's no magical potion. Those who know what coaching is all about know that whether you win or you lose, you see what happened and you get in the gym and you work your tail off to make things better.
Left side Momedy. Momedy in the lane. Jump fake. Momedy throws up the prayer. It goes in one. Washington to the left side. A.D. Vasallo inside. Runner is no good, but the stop by Deron Washington. With 10, Singletary going to the hole. He got hit, hammered, and the ball knocked out. Singletary 54-53 and 7.9. Free throw, Singletary. It's good. He knocked them both home. We're tied.
He's a warrior. He probably said this the other night. I don't know on God's green earth that I've ever met a warrior like him.
4 years ago, Michael Miller walked onto the swim team, and now he's one of their team captains. He lives on the lawn and was a Rhodes Scholar nominee last fall. Michael Miller is one of the hardest working students at UVA, and he is your Student Athlete of the Week.
I think being a student athlete here really does help you focus and helps you take your time and manage it wisely and go after big goals, not just in the pool but in the classroom. I started swimming when I was 5 years old, just the typical summer league thing, probably familiar to a lot of people, but I didn't really get serious about it until high school, when I had my high school coach really got me interested in it, got me really involved, and I started doing it year-round. Now, obviously, the academics are great, and that's what really attracted me to this school. But it has so much more to offer beyond the typical, top 20 school, just in terms of Division I athletics, the social life of a major university, all those things. I mean, as I learned about that, I just decided that this was the right place for me to come to.
His father did very well in government honors. It was called government honors back then. Mike lived in the honor committee room on the lawn, on the west lawn, and I lived directly across from him on the east lawn. I was president of the student council. He was chairman of the honor committee. I knew his then girlfriend, now wife. They'd met here at the University of Virginia long before Michael was even a gleam in their eyes.
When I came down here for a visit as a high school student, my dad took me over and I got to talk to him. And, he's just a great salesman for the university. All the things he's done and the way he can pitch what UVA has to offer was actually another reason that I came here. So I knew him a little bit before I came here. And then once I was here, he does a great job, even though he's incredibly busy, of reaching out to students and trying to get them involved in politics, trying to make sure that they're on the right academic track.
I was absolutely thrilled when he picked the lawn room next to mine. I thought that was very brave of him. I wouldn't want a friend of my parents living next to me while I'm a fourth-year undergraduate. But we've agreed to keep each other's secrets. And so, and believe me, I've had to keep a lot more of his than he's had to keep of mine.
I met him when I was 9 years old. I came to swim camp here. He's actually been a friend of the family for a while. I actually didn't decide to join the team. I just walked on the summer before my first year at the school.
Michael, when I first met him, he was a little bit more laid back, kind of a quiet guy, but as time went on, we saw that he really wasn't that guy, and he was, a little bit shy. But he definitely came out of his shell as the years have gone by.
The walk-on tradition is pretty significant in the UVA swimming program. Coach Bernardino always stresses that if you do the things you need to do in the pool and be a leader on the deck, you don't have to be the fastest person. You can find a role on the team.
Mike is a captain. He's very organized. He really keeps us on task. He organizes pretty much everything dealing with the team. Our core strengths as a team is we're so close we're almost like a family, and I think of Mike almost as like the father of that family in the way that he organizes things and keeps us all together.
We kind of think of ourselves as brothers on the men's swimming team at Virginia, and we're all striving towards a common goal, which for us this year is to reclaim the ACC title that we had for so many years prior to last year. And so when you're all working towards the same thing, it's easy to motivate each other and to push each other to compete in practice.
He definitely has the most challenging academic load, being in politics, honors. He was an Eccles Scholar, but I never saw him once complain about athletics, about how much training we were doing. I never saw him complain once about how much schoolwork he had to balance with the training.
Well, I first decided to apply for the Rhodes Scholarship this past summer, and unfortunately I ended up not getting it, but it was really just to go there and meet the 9 other finalists and hear about all they had done and learn from them was a great opportunity just in and of itself.
He's done all kinds of things, worked in political organizations and worked for candidates. He's even written an article that's been published on a political subject. So He's a very unusual and highly talented young man in every respect. He's what the University of Virginia and all universities want to have. They want outstanding athletes who represent them well, but they also want a student, an athlete, who is getting a good education and really cares about his academics, and that's Michael Miller.
22 years ago, our promotions office came with the great idea to attract fans to a women's basketball game. The result pleased everyone in Charlottesville except the fire marshal. Hot Dog Night is the focus of this week's Cavalier Flashback.
Cavalier Flashback is brought to you by the Virginia Lottery. More than $3 billion to K-12 public education since 1999. The Virginia Lottery, helping Virginia's public schools.
It was sort of born with Kim Record, and Kim decided that she wanted to fill U-Haul.
Gosh, it was the mid-'80s. We were averaging less than 1,000 a game.
She put together this idea where everybody that came to the game would get a free hot dog and a Coke.
About a week before the game, just everybody was talking about it. We went to all the movers and shakers and made it that if you weren't in University Hall that night, there was something wrong with you. So at 10 o'clock that morning, we're all running around here, and people are lined up down to Emmett Street.
It was just the craziest thing you'd ever seen. We couldn't get in the parking lot.
I asked the question, I guess, in a meeting, what would happen in the case that more people showed up and there were seats? And I remember Jim West, our associate athletic director at the time, turned around and looked at me and said, just let them in, brother.
I was just like amazed. We walked in the gym and it was like just deafening noise from the minute you walked in. There were people in every single aisle. There were people hanging over the sidelines. They were in every nook and cranny you could think of.
There were so many people in the building, we couldn't even give enough hot dogs away. We had a capacity of 9,000 prior to Hot Dog Night. The fire marshal came, and it was after that game that the facility was reduced to 8,200. So I guess you could say it's the costliest promotion that was ever done.
I just never thought I'd ever see anything like that for women's basketball.
That was one of those, the stars aligned. We had a great basketball team. They were undefeated. There have been other great games at Virginia, obviously, in women's basketball, and they've had great crowds. I don't think that they've ever had a night quite like that night.
Coming up after the break.
Our women's basketball team has won some big games this year. Entering Friday night's game against NC State, we were 15-5 and 4-1 in the ACC. Let's check out the game story in our women's basketball spotlight.
The Olympic Sports Spotlight is presented by the Virginia Athletics Foundation.
Back comes Zoll. Now right wing to Kellum with the crossover. Going on the right baseline. Spin move at the block. Oh, what a move, Kenny!
This team is really fun to coach, fun to watch.
Laid a great feed and Little finishes.
They're quietly confident, but they're not overconfident by any stretch of the imagination. All these teams that we're playing right now have kept us out of the NCAA tournament over the last 2 years, 3 years. So, you know, we've got some dues to pay. I thought that Charnay had her best floor game tonight, one of her best floor games. At Florida State, she was absolutely phenomenal. She was very good tonight. She just controlled the tempo of the game from start to finish. When we needed to run, we ran. When we needed to slow it up, we slowed it up. When we needed to run one play, she ran the correct play. I mean, she just played a phenomenal game tonight, and her presence on the court has just become so large in every game that it's amazing to me. Like, no matter who they put on her, they put a big kid on her, they put a small kid on her, they put an athletic kid, they put a quick kid, it didn't matter. She just continued to do what she does best, and she's just watching her grow to this point has just been really great.
Fields trying to get it into Whittington, and it was stolen by Mohammed in the lane. Hands off to Zoll down the left side. A no-look feed on the left block to Littles. Finishes with the right hand off the glass, and the foul.
We played some pretty good defense tonight. Some of it, was just the quickness of the hands and the feet and staying in front of people and being physical ourselves and creating such intensity that maybe they had to match us a little bit.
And right throws it off the glass.
I thought my bench played very well tonight. I thought they came in and we didn't miss a beat when they were in there, and I was really proud of them as well. They played very, very hard tonight, and We found the open man on a number of occasions. We assisted on 20 of 31 shots.
We still have 10 games left in the regular season, so we want to do as much as we can in these last 10 games. That's what a lot of the tournament people focus on, is these last 10 games. So we got to keep our head on straight and keep our focus and not get too big-headed.
You know, the mindset that Coach House always reiterates to us is do it 4 minutes at a time. You know, don't get ahead of yourself. Just come in and play hard for 4 minutes, and each segment just take care of basketball and do what you're supposed to do. And, I mean, I take that to heart when he says it, and I'm sure everybody else takes it to heart. And, I mean, we have goals for this year. And so what you see on the floor is us trying to get to our goals.
I find myself this year just smiling a lot more, you know, enjoying the ride, because this is really my last year here.
Deflected by Wright and stolen. Here comes Shawnee Gold to Wright down the right side of the floor. Jump stop layup from the right block.
In other Cavalier sports action this week,
Thanks for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Lyndra Littles, and we'll be back next week with more great stories and features. Until then, go Hoos.
Cavalier Sports Weekly is presented by the Virginia Lottery. The Virginia Lottery, helping Virginia's public schools. And brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.